Hi everyone. Today I'm talking about the best method to develop your intuition. In my last video in this series, I was also talking about intuition. I was talking about how anxiety a lot of the time gets in the way of us listening to our own intuition. Because when we're in a reactive place, which anxiety always pushes us into an emotionally reactive place, we make decisions based on anxiety. We make decisions that will soothe us in the short term. Decisions that will take away the anxiety in the moment. When we're really anxious, that's really all we can focus on is that moment right there and how we cannot be so uncomfortable. When we're freaked out and we're constantly in a reactive state, that's all that seems important. And if you've ever had high anxiety or you've dealt with panic attacks or severe anxiety episodes, you know how unbearable it can feel. So anxiety can really get in the way of our intuition, whether it's listening to it or developing it, and whether it's low-key anxiety or it's really high anxiety. In this video, we're going to talk about the best method to develop your intuition, which is linked to the work you're going to do with anxiety. So that best method is to move out of the short term. As I said, when we're in a reactive state, when we're in an anxious state, we're only focused on what can we do right now to stop being uncomfortable. And then we're reacting from that place. I'll do anything just to stop being so uncomfortable. So we are only focused on what makes us feel okay right now. And it's usually not what would be in our highest good right now, or what would even make us feel good right now. It's simply like what would make us feel okay, what would take away those uncomfortable feelings of anxiety. Because when we're in this constant reactive loop with anxiety, we're mostly focused on survival issues. So we're focused on what job will give me a paycheck right now. If you've ever been stuck in a job you hate, you've probably gone around this loop where you want to quit, but then you get anxiety about money or about when am I going to find another job or about how am I going to pay the rent, right? There's all sorts of anxiety around that. So then you just go back to, well, this job is giving me a paycheck right now, and I'm feeling so much anxiety, I don't really want to think beyond that point. Or what person will make me feel less lonely right now, right? We've all done that. I feel really lonely. I know this person isn't in my highest good. This person might even be toxic. I really want a partner, but this person is definitely not the partner for me. However, I will hang out with this person, be with this person right now to feel less lonely because I'm feeling anxiety in that loneliness. Or what will distract me or entertain me right now so that I can feel better. If you've ever dealt with procrastination issues, getting your work done. If you say, you know, it's so funny, or not funny in a funny way, but funny in a bad kind of weird way, that I know I want to do my writing or my art, and that means so much to me, that's my dream, but then when I sit down to do it, I am distracted by other things or I'm entertaining myself with other things. That anxiety is coming in again. So you can see this common pattern. The anxiety comes in and then we make a decision that's really only focused on survival, removing the uncomfortable feelings, and being okay right now. What will make us feel better right now? When we really focus on what will make us feel better right now, and we're not looking beyond that and we're not listening beyond that, we're cutting ourselves off from hearing our own intuition, because intuition is almost always focused on the big picture, the long term. That's how intuition mostly works. It's focused on the long term. So it gives you information that you need to manifest your best life. The work that you were meant to do as part of your soul purpose. Intuition will always be coming in and giving you these little nudges, these little messages that are trying to get you on the right path to do your soul work or guide you towards the relationship that is in your highest good, the activities that will help you build something worthwhile. So the best way to develop your intuition is to understand that most of the time, the information it gives you will be focused on small steps, and it may not seem glamorous. It also might not be something you want to hear at the moment. These are common obstacles for people when they start working with their intuition. The idea of intuition in our culture sort of flirts with the paranormal. It might still be seen as very woo-woo. So for a lot of people, they think intuition it's going to be these big psychic insights that will change everything and change their life, or it's always a big warning of danger. Sometimes it's like that, but a lot of times intuition is giving you a very small step and it's not that glamorous. And it also is giving you a lot of times something that you don't want to hear, whether it's something you don't want to face within yourself or it's a dynamic that you don't really want to see in a relationship. It's an issue that's coming up for you again that you don't really want to deal with. Intuition tends to be a truth teller. Sometimes we don't want to hear the truth. Intuition also sometimes will give you information that you might feel is currently unbelievable, right? So say you are hooking up with the wrong person, but you say, I'm really lonely and I don't know if my partner is out there, right? And then your intuition says, hey, don't worry about it. You're going to meet your partner very soon. You're going to meet the love of your life within 6 months. And you think, how could that be? Like, I'm living in a town I don't want to live in. I hate my job. Like, I've been dating for 10 years. I haven't found anybody. Like, how is this all going to happen in 6 months? And so you start to doubt it. A lot of the time, again, intuition is a truth teller. It doesn't always worry about whether or not we can believe what it's telling us. It is telling us the truth, but because in our current circumstances it seems unlikely for these things to happen, we will tend to ignore it. So to work with this, to work with developing our intuition, this means we have to practice a few things. Number one is keeping an open mind. Your intuition is going to come in. It's going to tell you some things that sound unbelievable. It's going to tell you some other things that you don't want to hear. Sometimes it's going to tell you there's no information available yet, which can be very frustrating. We're going to keep an open mind about all of it, right? A lot of times with intuition, people really want to push and force because they want all the answers right now. And when we're pushing and forcing and we're attached to a certain outcome, we're not keeping an open mind. Our mind is closing because we're getting so attached to the way we think things should be. And there's no room for things to unfold as they actually are. So we're going to practice keeping an open mind. We're also going to practice being in acceptance. Sometimes your intuition will give you half an answer or just a hint. Or as I said, it'll say there is no information yet available at this time. So that's being in acceptance and also being patient. Being patient with our intuition and trusting that the pieces that we need will be revealed to us at the right time. This is the best way to develop your intuition. I'm teaching all of this and more in a new class coming up. It's called Intuition is a Superpower, and it starts June 24th. I've had very high demand for this class, so I'm very excited. My intuition, the stuff I teach on intuition, always people are very interested in it, and I know that's because I have a lot of empaths and INFJ and INFP personality types in my audience. But I feel like in the last year or few months, there's really been an upsurge in interest and demand for this. The last class I taught for empaths, this is how this class was born. We were talking about intuition in that class. People said, I really want this class. I really want to learn more about intuition. I'm just opening up to these gifts. This is really exciting. Please teach a class on intuition. And so that's what I'm doing. It starts June 24th. It's 3 classes. They're all recorded. You do not have to attend live. If you purchase the class, you get all of the materials. You will get lifetime access to the recordings. So it's a pretty good deal if you can make it live or you can't make it live. It's on Saturdays. So it's 3 Saturdays in a row. Please send me questions. If you have questions about what time it is, or what else is included in the class, or how much it is, or what's going on, please send me questions, lauren@laurencapala.com. And please stay tuned for my next video, 3 big signs that you can trust your intuition.